Alright, we now move on to Ielts speaking part 2, and your topic is describe a family which you like and are happy to know. You should say who they are. They means the whole family, family members as well. Where they live, location, how you know them, your relationship with them, and explain why you like them. Okay? You'll now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
There are multifarious families whom I know very well, but most of the time I met many people, many families. But my most favorite family is Mr. Najam's family. He was my neighbor. He was my neighbor at Islamabad when we shifted over there because of my husband's posting. And first of all, I was curious to know about him because about their family because they were next to our door, and it was the new place for us. And sometime I feel that I'm far from my family members, and my husband job was long hours time. He was completing his project. He was completing his project. Then one day he came with his wife, and they are only two persons in his family, and husband and wife. They didn't have they don't have any child, and they came with a cake, and they invited me to come to my home. One day, after one day, it was my birthday, and I was missing my family, and my husband called me to get ready, we have to go somewhere. I thought it was a type of outing, but I was shocked to know that, I was surprised to know that he said that Mr. Najam has invited us in our home. When I went there, I was thinking that there will be a dinner for us, or because we are the neighbor over there, but it was really surprised that he has arranged a very good birthday party for me, and it was very it was a great surprise for me. They have invited many other families from our society, and then I came inside, and he introduced myself like that. She is my daughter, and it's her birthday, and it was a very good compliment. They were very supportive, very lovely, and they were supportive, loving, and caring.
Okay, thank you. You have spoken for around 2 minutes. That's the thing. I tell you, what you did, the story you added inside that story must be avoided.
Yeah.
Okay. Any story related to the partner. See what the topic is. Who they are. Simply mention Mr. Najam, Mrs. Najam, who they are. Mrs. Najam is a housewife. Mr. Najam is a businessman, and then you can explain, right? Then where they live, talk about the location of their house, right? How you know them. You can say when we posted to Islamabad and we shifted to a new place, and there I met them. So, and explain why you like them. Now see, that story was all irrelevant. Exactly. That went so long and long and long. As I told you before, in speaking part 2, speak in small portions. Don't speak in one complete story and all that stuff. That took most of your time, and then you were left with some points as well, right? So don't add any story in your cue card. Just summarize your ideas. Like you say, for example, how you know them. Say, well, actually, they invited me for a birthday party, or they celebrated my birthday. Since that time, we started knowing each other and all that stuff, right? But you should speak in small portions. Don't try to make a big story and cover.
I love that family.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to speaking part 3. What is who is usually the leader in a family in your country?
In Asian countries, most of the time the head of the department, head of the family is the father.
Okay.
And if it is a joint family system, then the grandfather, if he is alive, and if he is not alive, then the grandmother is the head of the family.
Okay. How do grandparents take care of their children?
They take care of the children, take care of the children in very good manners, because they have this patience in their personality, and they also have a vast experience of life, and I think so they can
see that you're forgetting the question. How do grandparents take care of their children?
That's why they can take a good care of
them. I can understand that you are in a hurry. Don't worry, just few more questions. What is the most important quality of a good parent?
Good parents should be understanding. They always they have to know the variations, the age of their child. If they are the kid, they have to be they have to treat them like a kid, and when they are growing up, the parents should have the patience, and they handle the students. I mean, they handle the children psychologically, and then they can and friendly.
Okay.
Their behavior should be friendly.
Okay, how can new parents learn about parenting?
There are lots of things. There are many workshops. There are many trainings through there. They can come to know the what my question. They
How can
the
new
parenting,
parents- okay.
new parents, and they can find it on the YouTube channels, and there are lots of things through social media. We can find many pages which we can like, and I personally like many pages to become a good parent.
Okay, so in part 3, try to answer using signpost language. Instead of saying there are lots of things, you say first of all, new parents can learn about parenting from their relatives who are already married and they have their kids, because they can be a good role model for them. Secondly, so instead of saying many and all that, just come to the point like this, okay? So looking at your overall performance, mainly the way you performed in part 2, I would give you a 6 band, but you can improve it if you focus all these things. And in part 3, you forgot the questions.